What's going on, guys? Charles Weinraub, AKA the Handsome Homebuyer, AKA Captain Permit, and welcome to the Elite Agent. I love what I do every day so much that I will do it literally till I die. On this week's Elite Agent, we have, I love her. She has the best energy, the brightest spirit. She's been in the game for 20 years and still getting better. She's a top agent for that entire time. She essentially runs and owns, in regards to sales and listings, Bethpage, lock, stock, and barrel. She's Realty Connect's own Mary Macaluso.
Selling Long Island 1 yard at a time.
Well, Mary told us about the neighborhood we were moving into, the school districts. She was great and helpful. She helped us negotiate the price, which was absolutely fantastic. She saved us money. She was on our side. Helped with the closing. It was like a breeze.
Yeah! Go Mary! No, keep it. Go Mary! Go Mary! Go Mary! Give me a hug. It's good to see you.
You too.
Mary Macaluso, everybody. So you are literally the mayoress of Bethpage.
The mayoress.
Obviously, is that a word?
I never heard that one before.
If it was, if it's not, we just made it up. You do deals everywhere, but you are literally the queen of Bethpage.
I love Bethpage.
Like, as we're walking, like, you're about to sell this beautiful farm ranch behind us. Neighbors came out, you sold their house.
Yes.
You've worked with these people 5 times.
5 times.
Which is obviously a massive kind of hat tilt to your level of customer service.
Thank you.
We're gonna have a podcast with you next week, which I'm really excited about because I hear you have a great story.
Yes.
And I think it's very important for people to see how you've been so successful over 2 decades.
Yes, this is my 20th year.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
And like we always say, it's like, it's not easy, but it's one thing to be successful for a year or 2 or 3. It's very different to be in the 001% of agents for 20 years. So, kudos to you, that's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
So a lot of agents at every level watch this, and it's real informative for them to see, agents that have been in the game for a while who want to do better, who still have the drive, or especially younger agents who are like, how do I get started? How do I do the deals? Like, how do I become a Mary Macaluso? I know there's a lot of things that you do very, very well, but what would you say would be that one thing that you really shine at that has really propelled your business over the last 20 years?
So keeping in touch with people is, I think, the key. Keeping yourself out there. So like you say, you call me the mayoress, that's so funny, but being out in the public, going to functions in Bethpage, having 3 kids in the school district in Bethpage was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
So keeping in touch with everybody, going to school functions, games, being in King Cullen every day, talking to people. I think that's like a big part of it, like just being social, making friends, having your kids, the parents of your kids' friends in your social groups, that type of thing. I think that's a big part of it. I do something called house anniversary cards every year. After I sell a house to someone, I will send them a card every year on the anniversary of the house sale and reach out to them forever.
For literally in perpetuity.
Yes, and so that's been a big thing. I call them house anniversary cards.
Yeah, no.
So every year I'll send them a card. How's everything? Like, they'll let me know if they had a child, a dog, like whatever it is that they've had. So I keep records of that, and then they'll eventually say to me, hey, I've outgrown the house, I need another one, or something like that. So that's been like a big thing for me to keep in touch with everybody and know what's going on. So I obviously have like an Excel spreadsheet that I know what's going on with everyone. And
wow,
and that's
every house you've ever sold?
Every house I've ever sold, yes.
And they're like, you'll send them a card. Is there any kind of dialogue? Do you call them? Do they call you?
Yeah, they call me. I call them. I keep notes in my phone, my phone logs of what's going on with them. I'll reach out. I like to stop by and check in on them.
You'll just stop by and say, hi, how's everything going?
Yeah, and then I also do a party. I'll do a big party every couple of years, and I invite all my past clients. That's been a big success too.
Wow, where do you do that?
A client appreciation party. I did one at the Campaign House here in Bethpage.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun. We have a golf outing. We're doing one this year again at Rockville Center Links.
Oh, you're awesome. This is like on another level.
Yeah, that's been a big thing too.
Wow.
So the golf outing is actually a fundraiser for Camp Anchor, which is my son John. That's his thing kind of, but I'm involved in it as well. So that's been a big event that we have, and a lot of people come to that. It's a fundraiser. If you don't golf, you just come and hang out and drink, and that's a beautiful golf course. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's in the middle of a neighborhood in Rockville Center. And people come and bring donations, and I don't know if you've heard of Camp Anchor.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's the town of Hempstead, and
in Lido.
In Lido, right. So it's for children that have disabilities, and People come, they bring all kinds of things for us to raffle and auction off, and the guys that love to golf, we have all kinds of sponsors, and that's a big fun thing to come to.
Wow. So you're like really, because I was going to ask you, like, again, I feel it's, for people that complain now, especially the younger generation that's very familiar with social media and technology, which I'm like kind of I'm 40.
Yeah.
So I think if you're like 38, you're really good at it. But if you're 40, you kind of like, missed it.
Yeah.
So it's easy. Like you could do one video that goes viral and you'll have millions and millions of views. You've been doing this over a period of time when they didn't have any of that.
No.
And now it really makes sense how you've gotten so much traction, because you're doing a lot on a real like grassroots level to engage one-on-one with people and maintain those relationships.
Well, you have to do a little bit of everything, right? So you have to incorporate some of the old and some of the new.
Okay.
So, the old being the house anniversary cards, the new being the uncomfortable thing for me, which is video, and
but you're doing good so far.
Instagram, and all the new Facebook
TikTok
and things like that, right? So I've gotten myself a really great support team. I have a lot of young people on my team, so it's kind of like the old rock and roller with the new musicians. So I've tagged myself with a lot of young people.
I'm doing the same. It keeps you young. Yes.
Keeps you young, and I have a really, really great assistant who takes care. You have to give up the reins, and which I'm able to do. So I have a really great assistant, Lainey Greenberg, who takes care of all the back end stuff for me in the office. So I'm able to be out in the field talking to people and being social and meeting people. So that's a big thing, to be able to give up the reins, because I've seen some of your other videos and some of the agents say that they're not able to do that.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, to be able to give up some of the control. I feel like that's a big thing to be able to do.
Yeah, I think that's common among small business people in general, giving up control.
Yeah.
I've struggled with it. I'm sure you did at one point before you let it go.
And the technology, so like Pat Yavino was saying, the technology is something that we were not used to.
Yeah.
Everything was like the old book in the office, getting all the new listings and going through the book, tearing out the sheets. Everything is so different now.
Yeah.
So Compass is a new company that I went with, and their platform is like unsurpassed, like I've never seen before. So I'm learning. It's a big challenge for me to learn how all the new technology is, but you have to go with what's happening today.
So that brings me to my second and final question, which I think I know where we're going to go with this, which is, and then we typically follow up with you in 30 days. We get a video on what you've improved upon. So you've seen some of the episodes here.
Yep.
You know where I'm going with this. What is that one thing that you really want to work on at this point? Because it seems like you got a really good machine going.
So it really is the technology.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm very busy all the time out in the field.
Yeah.
So I need to spend more time on learning the technology. Being able to do it myself rather than relying on other people doing it for me.
So what do you mean by technology? Are you talking about like CRM type stuff? Are you talking about social media?
Using my own CRM, social media. I rely on other people to do it for me.
Yeah.
So I really need to learn how to do it myself.
Okay.
But I was waiting for you to ask me what my weakness is.
Do you have a weakness if you want to share it?
I don't know how to say no. That's my weakness. I don't know how to say no.
Yeah, I think that's a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
Other very busy agents tell me the same thing. I myself, same kind of thing. It's like, because you say yes all the time, you're really out there and people really appreciate you. But a lot of times you can't get stuff done that you need to do because you're always saying yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So are we going to be? So it's a dual thing. We're going to be working on how to say no more and technology across the board.
Yep.
All right, so no, that's fantastic. We're going to check in with you 30 days. I really appreciate you coming out and doing this. If you want to share, I know this listing is going to be coming out in the very near future. If you want to share everybody the address.
So this is like an amazing house that has been completely redone from top to bottom. The inside it's like the ultimate flip house. I have to get Charles in there to see this. It's a farm ranch, so there's not many farm ranches around.
No.
So if anybody doesn't know what a farm ranch is, there's bedrooms upstairs and downstairs, so it's like the ultimate cape.
And it's massive.
It is beautiful. They've done such an amazing job with this house. It's like all the the gray and white like everyone likes. Fireplace with the built-in wall units, gorgeous downstairs basement, which is all finished as well. It's going to be coming back on the market very soon, so I'm really looking forward for everyone to see it. Probably the end of this month. As soon as it's out, maybe we can do our video at the same time.
That's how a seasoned pro does it, ladies and gentlemen. And the one last thing I have to say about you is, and even Levy noticed it as we were driving by, and I think this is probably a large part of why you do so much business that you may or may not know, is you have an amazing energy about you.
Oh, thank you.
Like as we drove by and you smiled, Levy's like, she's so nice. hasn't heard anything. He just saw you. He's like, she's so nice.
Thank you.
So again, thank you very much for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
Big
Thank
hug.
you.
Thank you for dancing with me. Mary Macaluso, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
And that, we'll see you next week on next week's episode of The Elite Agent.